7 lessons that help you stay strong when you are about to give up. Stoic philosophy. Before you give up, watch this video. Life often feels like a relentless storm, challenging your strength and resolve. I've been there, feeling like I'm drowning in setbacks with no lifeline. Maybe you have too, questioning if it's worth continuing. But here's the truth. The moments you're closest to giving up are often when a breakthrough is near. It's in these dark hours that you find out what you're truly made of. Today, I'll share 7 powerful lessons from Stoic philosophy to help you dig deep and find inner strength. These aren't feel-good cliches. They're hard-hitting truths that challenge conventional wisdom and can transform your perspective. I've used these principles in my toughest times, and they've helped me stand strong. If you're ready to confront these raw, unfiltered truths and keep standing when everything else is falling apart, stay with me. Your journey to strength begins now. One, embrace pain as a teacher. Many people run from pain seeking refuge in comfort and ease, but what if enduring it makes you stronger? Pain is not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. It reveals your limits and shows you where you need to grow. Stoicism teaches us to face pain head-on, understanding that suffering is a part of life that shapes our character. Rather than shying away from discomfort, use it to fortify your resolve. I recall a period when I was at my lowest. I just lost my job, and everything seemed to be crumbling around me. The pain was overwhelming, and I felt like I was trapped in a dark tunnel with no end in sight. Each day was a struggle just to get out of bed. I yearned to escape, to numb the pain. But then, I stumbled upon a Stoic principle that changed my perspective. Pain is a teacher. Initially, it felt counterintuitive. How could this suffering possibly teach me anything? But as I sat with my pain, I began to see its lessons. It forced me to confront my fears and insecurities, to question my values and what truly mattered to me. Pain became a mirror, reflecting my deepest truths and pushing me to grow in ways I never thought possible. Pain strips away the superficial. It demands that you face yourself raw and unfiltered. It's in these moments of intense discomfort that you find your true strength. The world often tells us to avoid pain, to seek comfort and ease, but the Stoics knew that pain is an inevitable part of life. Rather than running from it, they embraced it as a crucial component of personal growth. Think about physical training. When you lift weights, you're essentially tearing muscle fibers, causing pain. But it's this very process that leads to muscle growth and increased strength. The same principle applies to emotional and mental pain. It breaks you down, yes, but it also builds you up. Each moment of suffering is an opportunity to become stronger and more resilient. There was a night when I felt utterly defeated. I sat alone in my apartment, overwhelmed by a sense of failure. The weight of my circumstances was crushing. But in that solitude, I began to see the lesson pain was offering me. It was teaching me perseverance, patience, and humility. It reminded me that life's greatest lessons often come wrapped in hardship. Embrace your pain. Let it be your guide, showing you where you need to grow and what you need to change. Don't numb it with distractions or run from it in fear. Face it, learn from it, and let it shape you into a stronger, wiser person. Pain is not your enemy. It's your greatest teacher. And remember, the strength you gain from embracing pain is the strength that will carry you through your darkest hours. By incorporating these lessons into modern life, you can navigate the inevitable challenges with a newfound strength and perspective. When you encounter pain and adversity, remember that these are opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Use the wisdom of the Stoics to guide you, and you will emerge stronger and more resilient. 2. Solitude is power. In today's world, where constant connectivity is glorified, choosing solitude might seem like a radical act. but stepping back from the noise allows you to find clarity and strength within yourself. Solitude isn't loneliness. It's a chance to reconnect with your inner values and purpose. When you feel like giving up, taking a step back and embracing silence might be the most powerful move you can make. There is a profound difference between being alone and being lonely. Many people fear solitude, thinking it signifies failure or social rejection. Yet during the toughest periods of life, feeling isolated and cut off from the world, you can discover the true power of being alone. Solitude offers a unique opportunity to reflect and reset. Without the constant barrage of external opinions and distractions, you can tune into your thoughts and feelings. It's a space where you can confront your fears, question your assumptions, and rediscover what truly matters to you. When we are constantly bombarded with messages telling us we need to be connected, to share every moment, and to seek validation from others, this external noise can drown out our inner voice. Solitude is a chance to silence that noise and listen to yourself. It's not about being antisocial. It's about finding balance and strength within. Some of the most transformative moments of life come during times of solitude. When I lost my job, I felt abandoned and alone. Instead of seeking distraction, I embraced solitude. I went on long hikes, journaled my thoughts, and spent time meditating. During these moments, I found clarity and a renewed sense of purpose. Solitude taught me to be comfortable with myself and to face my fears without the crutch of constant company. It's in solitude that I've made some of my most important decisions and found the strength to keep going. I learned that my value doesn't depend on others' opinions, but on my understanding and acceptance of myself. Many of the world's greatest thinkers, artists, and leaders have sought solitude as a source of inspiration and strength. They knew that to truly understand themselves and their path, they needed to step away from the crowd. Solitude is not a retreat from life, but a deeper engagement with it. When you feel like giving up, consider taking a step back into solitude. It might seem counterintuitive in a world that values constant interaction, but it can be incredibly powerful. Solitude allows you to recharge, to find your center, and to emerge stronger and more focused. Embrace the silence, and you might find the answers you've been seeking. As Seneca once said, "It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable." Solitude is a profound tool to cultivate this inner strength. By stepping away from the chaos and noise, you can reconnect with your core values and find a sense of peace that is often elusive in the hustle and bustle of daily life. Solitude provides the space to think clearly, free from external pressures, and to focus on what truly matters to you. This is not about isolation, but about intentional solitude, deliberately choosing to spend time with yourself to gain insight and strength. Think about the most significant challenges you have faced. How did you handle them? Were you constantly seeking advice and validation from others, or did you take the time to reflect and find your path? The latter approach, though often more difficult, leads to a deeper understanding and a stronger sense of self. This inner strength becomes a reservoir you can draw from during tough times. Solitude also allows for creativity and innovation. Many great ideas are born in moments of quiet reflection. Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds of the 20th century, often spoke about the importance of solitude for his creative processes. He said, "The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind." In solitude, you can explore new ideas, solve problems, and see the world from a different perspective. This creativity is not just limited to artistic endeavors, but applies to all areas of life, including personal growth and professional development. When you feel like giving up, solitude can provide the clarity you need to persevere. It's in these quiet moments that you can reconnect with your goals, reassess your strategies, and find the motivation to continue. Solitude teaches you to be self-reliant and to trust in your abilities. It's about finding strength within rather than relying on external validation. Embracing solitude can be a transformative practice that helps you navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. The strength you gain from these moments of quiet reflection can carry you through the most difficult times. In conclusion, solitude is not something to be feared, but embraced. It is a powerful tool for personal growth, creativity, and resilience. By spending time alone, you can find clarity, reconnect with your inner self, and emerge stronger. So the next time you feel overwhelmed or on the verge of giving up, remember the power of solitude. Step back from the noise, embrace the silence, and discover the strength within. As you integrate this practice into your life, you'll find that solitude is not a retreat, but a source of profound power and insight. Use this time to grow, to reflect, and to find your path. Solitude is your ally, your guide, and your strength. 3. Be your own advocate. Don't rely on others to validate your worth or fight your battles. Stand up for yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. Self-advocacy is about recognizing your value and demanding respect. It's about taking control of your destiny rather than waiting for others to hand you opportunities. Be bold, be assertive, and don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. I used to be the type of person who waited for others to recognize my worth and give me what I deserved. Whether it was a promotion at work, validation from friends, or acknowledgement from family, I believed that if I just worked hard and stayed quiet, good things would come my way. But the truth is, waiting for others to advocate for you often leads to disappointment. Here's a raw truth. No one will fight for you as fiercely as you can fight for yourself. The world is full of noise and distractions, and if you don't assert your value, it's easy to be overlooked or taken for granted. Being your own advocate means recognizing your worth and making sure others recognize it too. There was a pivotal moment in my career when I realized this. I had been passed over for a promotion I knew I deserved. Instead of quietly accepting it, I decided to take action. I scheduled a meeting with my boss and laid out my achievements, my contributions, and why I believed I was the best candidate for the position. It was nerve-wracking, but it worked. I got the promotion because I spoke up and made my case. Advocating for yourself is not just about career advancement. It's about setting boundaries in your personal life, standing up against unfair treatment, and ensuring your needs are met. It's about being assertive in all areas of your life. This doesn't mean being aggressive or disrespectful. It means being clear, confident, and firm about what you deserve. Many people, especially those who are naturally introverted or conflict-averse, struggle with self-advocacy, but it's a skill that can be developed. Start by recognizing your accomplishments and strengths. Write them down if you have to. Practice speaking up in small ways, whether it's sharing your ideas in a meeting or expressing your needs in a relationship. The more you do it, the more confident you'll become. Think of the most successful people you admire. They didn't get where they are by waiting for others to open doors for them. They knocked on those doors themselves, and if they didn't open, they found another way in. They were their own biggest advocates. This is a lesson I've seen time and again in the lives of great leaders, entrepreneurs, and changemakers. One of the most empowering realizations you can have is that you are responsible for your own destiny. This means taking charge of your life and not relying on others to propel you forward. When you advocate for yourself, you take control of your narrative. You become the author of your story, not just a character waiting for something to happen. There will be times when advocating for yourself feels uncomfortable. You might fear rejection or backlash, but the discomfort is worth it. Each time you stand up for yourself, you reinforce your self-worth and build your confidence. You send a message to the world and to yourself that you are deserving of respect and opportunities. Being your own advocate also means protecting your mental and emotional well-being. It's about saying no to things that drain you and yes to things that nourish you. It's about prioritizing your needs and not feeling guilty for putting yourself first. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Self-advocacy is a form of self-care. Consider a modern story. Imagine you're working in a competitive environment where your contributions are often overlooked. You might feel frustrated and undervalued. Instead of waiting for recognition, you start keeping a detailed record of your achievements. When the time comes for performance reviews, you confidently present your accomplishments, demonstrating your value to the team. This proactive approach not only boosts your confidence, but also earns you the respect and recognition you deserve. It might be uncomfortable at first, but remember that advocating for yourself is essential for your growth and satisfaction. By embracing self-advocacy, you take control of your destiny and ensure that your voice is heard. This doesn't mean disregarding others' opinions, but it does mean prioritizing your own needs and worth. Self-advocacy empowers you to create the life you want, rather than settling for what others are willing to give you. In conclusion, being your own advocate is crucial for personal and professional growth. It means recognizing your worth, setting boundaries, and demanding respect. By taking control of your narrative, you become the author of your own story. Self-advocacy is not about aggression or disrespect. It's about clarity, confidence, and firmness. Each time you stand up for yourself, you build your confidence and reinforce your self-worth. So, take that step today. Speak up for yourself, protect your well-being, and create the life you deserve. If you found these lessons helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Comment below with the word strength to show that you're ready to embrace these Stoic principles. Thanks for being a part of the Stoic in Your Life community. 4. Seek challenges, not comfort. Society often tells us to seek comfort and avoid challenges, but true strength comes from facing adversity, not avoiding it. Deliberately putting yourself in challenging situations builds resilience. The more you confront difficulties, the stronger you become. Comfort zones are the enemy of growth. Step into the storm willingly, and you'll discover your true potential. As Seneca once said, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. From a young age, we're conditioned to seek comfort. We're told to find secure jobs, live in safe neighborhoods, and surround ourselves with like-minded people. Comfort is marketed as the ultimate goal. But what if I told you that comfort can actually be a trap, a prison disguised as paradise? There was a time in my life when I chose the easy path. I took a job that was stable but uninspiring, lived in a routine that was safe but monotonous. I avoided risks, thinking I was smart to protect myself from failure and discomfort. But deep down, I felt stagnant, like I was just existing rather than truly living. It wasn't until I started embracing challenges that my life began to change. I remember signing up for a marathon, even though I wasn't a runner. The training was grueling, and there were days I wanted to quit. But crossing that finish line taught me more about my strength and resilience than any comfort ever could. Challenges force you to grow. They push you to your limits and then beyond. When you deliberately seek out difficult situations, you build resilience, grit, and tenacity. You learn to handle stress and adversity with grace. Comfort might keep you safe, but it won't make you strong. Think of the great figures in history. They didn't achieve greatness by staying comfortable. They sought out challenges, took risks, and faced their fears head-on. It's through struggle and hardship that true greatness is forged. They understood that the path to success is rarely smooth or easy, but it's always worth it. When you choose to face challenges, you're choosing growth. You're saying that you're willing to endure discomfort for the sake of becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable. It's not about being reckless or seeking pain for its own sake. It's about recognizing that the most rewarding experiences often come from the most difficult journeys. One of the most significant challenges I ever faced was starting my own business. It was a leap into the unknown, filled with sleepless nights, financial strain, and constant uncertainty. But it was also one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. I learned more about myself, my strengths, and my ability to adapt than I ever could have in a comfortable corporate job. Stepping into challenges also teaches you resilience. Life is unpredictable, and comfort can make us complacent. When you regularly challenge yourself, you build a mental toughness that helps you handle whatever life throws your way. You become more adaptable, more creative, and more prepared to seize opportunities when they arise. Comfort zones are the enemy of growth. They keep you safe, but stagnant. If you want to discover your true potential, you have to step out of the familiar and into the unknown. Embrace challenges, seek out adversity, and face your fears head-on. It's in these moments of struggle that you'll find your greatest strengths and achieve your most significant growth. The next time you're faced with a choice between comfort and challenge, choose the path that pushes you. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Remember, diamonds are formed under pressure, and so is your true potential. Seek challenges, not comfort, and you will unlock strengths within yourself that you never knew existed. Take the story of a man who chose to leave his secure job to pursue his passion for art. Despite the uncertainty and financial strain, he found a profound sense of fulfillment and growth that his previous job never offered. This decision brought new challenges every day, but it also ignited a creative spark and resilience he didn't know he had. His journey was not easy, but it was incredibly rewarding, proving that stepping out of one's comfort zone can lead to unimaginable personal and professional growth. What about you? Have you ever considered how facing a challenge might change your life for the better? Whether it's taking on a new project at work, learning a new skill, or even addressing a personal fear, these challenges can lead to significant growth. They test our limits and push us beyond what we thought possible, much like the forging of steel through intense heat and pressure. Stoic philosophers teaches us that the obstacles we face are not just hurdles to be overcome, but are integral to our progress and development. When you encounter a challenge, instead of seeing it as a barrier, view it as an essential part of your journey towards becoming the best version of yourself. Seeking challenges rather than comfort is a powerful lesson that can transform your life. It builds resilience, enhances creativity, and uncovers strengths you never knew you had. By stepping out of your comfort zone and embracing the unknown, you set yourself on a path of continuous growth and fulfillment. The next time you face a choice between staying comfortable and taking on a new challenge, remember that true strength and potential are found in adversity. Embrace the journey, face your fears, and discover the incredible person you are meant to be. Lesson 5. Detach from emotions. Emotions are a natural part of our human experience, but they can often cloud our judgment and weaken our resolve. The Stoic approach encourages emotional detachment, which doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent, but rather gaining control over your reactions. By mastering your emotions, you maintain clarity and strength in the face of adversity. I used to be a slave to my emotions. When things went wrong, I'd get angry, frustrated, or even despondent. My moods were like a roller coaster driven by every twist and turn of life. It wasn't until I discovered the Stoic principle of emotional detachment that I began to find true peace and strength. Emotions are a natural part of the human experience. But when they control us, they can lead us astray. We make rash decisions in anger, become paralyzed by fear, or sink into despair when faced with setbacks. The Stoics taught that while we cannot control external events, we can control our reactions to them. Detaching from emotions doesn't mean suppressing them or becoming unfeeling. It's about acknowledging your emotions, understanding their origins, and then choosing a rational response. It's the ability to remain centered and composed no matter what life throws at you. I remember a particularly challenging period when my personal and professional life seemed to be falling apart simultaneously. My initial reaction was to panic and let stress consume me. But I decided to practice emotional detachment. I started by recognizing my emotions without judgment. I acknowledged my fear, my anger, and my sadness. Then I took a step back and asked myself, what can I control in this situation? This shift in perspective was transformative. Instead of reacting impulsively, I began to respond thoughtfully. I became more focused on finding solutions rather than dwelling on problems. My clarity and composure not only helped me navigate through the crisis, but also inspired confidence in those around me. Look at some of history's greatest leaders and thinkers. They were not devoid of emotions, but they mastered them. Nelson Mandela endured decades of imprisonment without letting bitterness consume him, emerging as a beacon of hope and reconciliation. Emotional detachment is a skill that takes practice. It starts with mindfulness, being aware of your emotional triggers and your reactions. When you feel a strong emotion rising, pause and breathe. Give yourself a moment to assess the situation rationally. Another powerful technique is cognitive reframing. Instead of seeing a setback as a disaster, view it as a challenge or an opportunity for growth. This mental shift can change your emotional response from despair to determination. Detachment from emotions doesn't mean becoming detached from life. It means engaging with life more fully, with a clear and balanced mind. It's about being proactive rather than reactive, resilient rather than brittle. It's about finding strength in calmness and clarity in chaos. When you learn to master your emotions, you become more resilient. You can handle stress, disappointment, and even tragedy with grace and strength. You become a pillar of stability for yourself and those around you. Emotional detachment is not about becoming cold-hearted. It's about gaining emotional intelligence and control. By practicing emotional detachment, you gain the ability to navigate life's challenges with a level head. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings, but rather understanding them and choosing how to respond effectively. In modern life, where stress and uncertainty are constants, mastering emotional detachment can be a game changer. It allows you to maintain your composure in the face of adversity, making you a source of strength for others as well. This practice can be particularly useful in high-pressure environments, such as the workplace, where decisions made in the heat of the moment can have significant consequences. To cultivate this skill, start by incorporating small practices of mindfulness into your daily routine. Pay attention to your emotional triggers and practice pausing before reacting. Over time, you'll find that this pause becomes second nature, allowing you to respond with greater wisdom and calm. Cognitive reframing is another powerful tool. By changing the way you perceive a situation, you can alter your emotional response. For example, instead of viewing a setback as a failure, see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. This shift in perspective can transform your emotions from negative to positive, empowering you to move forward with determination and clarity. Emotional detachment also means setting boundaries to protect your mental and emotional well-being. This might involve distancing yourself from toxic relationships or environments that consistently trigger negative emotions. It's about prioritizing your peace and maintaining a balanced perspective, regardless of external circumstances. Detaching from emotions doesn't mean becoming indifferent to life. It means engaging with it more fully, with a clear and balanced mind. By mastering your emotions, you gain the strength to handle life's challenges with grace and resilience. You become a source of stability for yourself and others, navigating the ups and downs of life with wisdom and calm. Remember, emotional detachment is not about becoming cold-hearted, but about gaining emotional intelligence and control. It's about responding to life's challenges with a level head, ensuring that you remain centered and composed no matter what comes your way. So, next time you feel overwhelmed by your emotions, pause, breathe, and choose a thoughtful response. This practice will not only transform your own life, but also inspire those around you to seek strength and clarity in their own journeys. 6. Let go of goals. Goals are often seen as essential, but they can also become burdens. When your goals start to weigh you down, it might be time to let them go. Focus instead on the process and the present moment. The Stoics believed in embracing the journey, not just the destination. Letting go of rigid expectations frees you to adapt and grow without the pressure of constant achievement. As Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." I used to be obsessed with setting goals. I had lists, vision boards, and daily affirmations. I thought that by setting clear, ambitious goals, I'd be able to control my destiny. But over time, I realized that my goals were becoming a source of anxiety rather than inspiration. Every missed milestone felt like a personal failure. I was constantly stressed, trying to force progress, and when things didn't go as planned, it shattered my confidence. It was exhausting, and I began to question the value of these goals that were supposed to drive me forward. Here's the raw truth. Goals can become shackles. They can trap you in a cycle of striving and disappointment, especially when they're rigid and unrealistic. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control, our actions and attitudes, rather than the outcomes, which are often beyond our control. When I let go of my rigid goals, something amazing happened. I started to live in the moment and appreciate the journey itself. Instead of being fixated on the end result, I focused on the process, on doing my best each day and finding joy in the effort. This shift in mindset was liberating. Letting go of goals doesn't mean abandoning ambition or settling for mediocrity. It means releasing the pressure of specific outcomes and embracing the flow of life. It's about setting intentions and working diligently, but also being open to where the journey takes you. This flexibility allows for growth and adaptation, making you more resilient and less likely to feel defeated. One of the most profound lessons I've learned is that life is unpredictable. No matter how meticulously we plan, we cannot control every variable. By letting go of rigid goals, we become more adaptable and open to unexpected opportunities. We learn to trust the process and ourselves. Since I stopped obsessing over specific goals, I've found more peace and satisfaction in my life. I still have dreams and aspirations, but I'm not tied to a strict timeline or outcome. I focus on what I can do each day to move forward, and I trust that the journey will take me where I need to go. Some of the most successful and fulfilled people didn't follow a rigid path. They were open to change, willing to pivot, and found joy in the process rather than just the outcome. They understood that true success is about growth, learning, and resilience. When you feel burdened by your goals, take a step back. Let go of the need for specific outcomes and focus on the journey. Embrace the present moment, give your best effort, and trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Letting go of rigid goals can be the key to unlocking a more fulfilling and resilient life. Thanks you watch video. If you found these lessons helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Comment below with the word resilient to show your commitment to these Stoic principles. Thanks for being a part of the Stoic in Your Life community. 7. Stay strong and embrace the journey. Life is a journey filled with peaks and valleys. There will be moments when you feel invincible and times when you feel like you're at the brink of despair. It's in these valleys, when you feel like giving up, that the principles of Stoicism can guide you through. They remind us that we have the inner strength to endure, to overcome, and to rise again. As Seneca wisely stated, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Think of the many who have walked this path before us, from the ancient Stoics like Seneca and Epictetus to modern-day icons who have faced tremendous odds. These individuals have shown us that embracing adversity, maintaining integrity, and advocating for oneself are not just philosophical ideals but practical tools for daily life. I've been there too. I've faced moments of doubt, times when the weight of the world seemed too much to bear. But it was in those moments that I found strength in these Stoic lessons. They're not just abstract ideas. They're lifelines that can pull us out of our darkest days and push us towards the light. Every time you choose to endure, every time you decide to push through the pain, you are writing a new chapter in your story. One of resilience, courage, and triumph. You're not alone on this journey. We all face struggles and hardships, but together, we can rise above them. Let these lessons be your guide. When you feel like giving up, remember that you have the power to change your story. You have the strength to keep going, to fight for your dreams, and to become the best version of yourself. The road ahead may be tough, but it's also filled with incredible possibilities. Stoicism teaches us that our perception of events is what defines our experience. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This mindset is crucial when you're in the depths of despair. Instead of seeing adversity as a roadblock, view it as an opportunity to grow and learn. Every challenge you face is a chance to prove your resilience and strength. Modern life is full of pressures and stresses that can easily overwhelm us, but by applying Stoic principles, you can navigate these challenges with greater ease and confidence. Consider the story of a modern-day entrepreneur who, after numerous business failures, finally succeeded by adopting a Stoic mindset. Each setback was no longer seen as a failure, but as a lesson. This shift in perspective not only helped him persevere, but also led to innovative solutions and ultimately success. Seeing them as opportunities for growth, we can transform our approach to life's challenges. This Stoic perspective encourages us to take control of our narrative, to become the authors of our own stories rather than passive characters waiting for something to happen. Every decision to persevere, every choice to face adversity head-on, adds a layer of strength to your character. You're building resilience not just for yourself but also for those around you. People draw inspiration from others' stories of perseverance. When you overcome your struggles, you become a beacon of hope and strength for others. Think about the leaders you admire. They didn't achieve greatness by avoiding challenges. They faced them, learned from them, and grew stronger because of them. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy, finding strength in adversity and using it as a stepping stone to greater achievements. These moments of struggle are often where we find our greatest strengths. By embracing these lessons, you not only improve your own life, but also set an example for others to follow. Marcus Aurelius, another prominent Stoic philosopher, advised, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This quote encapsulates the Stoic belief that obstacles are not just challenges, but essential parts of the journey towards self-improvement. In our modern world, where instant gratification is often valued over long-term perseverance, Stoicism provides a refreshing perspective. It teaches us to appreciate the process, to value the journey, and to understand that true success comes from overcoming obstacles. This approach can be incredibly empowering. It shifts the focus from what we lack to what we can achieve through resilience and determination. When faced with a difficult situation, ask yourself, how can this challenge help me grow? This simple question can transform your mindset and help you approach life's difficulties with a sense of purpose and determination. As you continue on your journey, remember that Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions or ignoring hardships. It's about facing them with a balanced mind, understanding that every experience, good or bad, contributes to your growth. The strength you gain from these experiences will serve you well in all aspects of life. You become more resilient, more capable, and more prepared to handle whatever comes your way. The road ahead may be filled with challenges, but it's also paved with opportunities for growth and self-discovery. So, when you feel like giving up, take a moment to reflect on the lessons of Stoicism. Embrace the challenges, find strength in adversity, and remember that you have the power to change your story. You have the resilience to keep going, the courage to face your fears, and the determination to achieve your dreams. Let these principles guide you, and you will find that the valleys are not the end but the beginning of a journey towards greater strength and wisdom. Together we can rise above our struggles, support each other, and create a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. By embracing the wisdom of the Stoics, you can navigate the twists and turns with grace and strength. You can find clarity in chaos, resilience in adversity, and hope in despair. You are stronger than you think, and your journey is far from over. So stay strong, keep going, and embrace the journey. The greatest challenges often precede the most significant breakthroughs. Remember, you are capable of more than you can imagine. Keep the flame of hope alive, and let it guide you through the darkest nights. If you found these lessons helpful, please like this video and share it with someone who might need a reminder of their own strength. Don't forget to subscribe to Stoic in Your Life and turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming videos. Together, we can build a community of resilience and empowerment. Thank you for watching, and remember, the best is yet to come.